God damn it, Rockstar. Of all the companies that tear apart my channel, of all the companies I have no problem ranting about, this was the last company I figured I would have to tear a new asshole into. I even said it in my last video last week on Grand Theft Auto, that Rockstar knows what they're doing and they know how to make a damn good product. Well, it seems like that only applies to the campaigns they make. Now, let me say this. Nobody expects a 100% perfect game with no glitches and hiccups. It's just not possible. With the amount of shit that Grand Theft Auto was promising, it's fair to say that this is the most ambitious game to date on console, so it's fair to say that this game is going to have its fair share of issues. Fine, we get it, but this server garbage is bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry, there's no other way of saying it, but Rockstar, you fucked up royally on this one. And it's not just because the servers are having issues the first week, or the save data is getting fucked up, or that the missions for those who can play are glitchy. It's the fact that all of this shit was preventable. And this is what irks the fuck out of me more than anything. When you can take care of a problem before it occurs, you do so. If you see a towel sitting on a stove next to an open fire, you don't wait until the towel's on fire to move the motherfucker. You get that shit out of there as quickly as possible to prevent the fire. Even more fucked up is that you knew there was going to be a problem. Last week, before the online portion was launched, you specifically said that this shit was not going to run perfect. You fucking knew something like this was bound to happen. You tried to pre-qualify it ahead of time to alleviate some of the blame. You know, I guess that's better than Treyarch does. You know, Treyarch likes to say there's nothing wrong with the game and that lag only exists in our minds, but we all know that shit's fucking full of crap. This was all preventable. Now, Rockstar, you fucked up in two main ways. First is, how long have I said this shit? Games need public betas. I mean, no, seriously. We're 7 to 8 years into this console generation, which became an online-oriented era of gaming, and you're gonna roll out the most ambitious gate to date without a beta? Are you fucking kidding me? Sure, they had closed betas, sure they had testers who played online and gave some feedback in the motherfucker, but there's no substitute for testing that shit in a live environment. I mean, just look at what those scumbag liars at DICE did with Battlefield. They roll out what they call a beta, and they pretend to listen to what their user feedback really is on the gameplay. Reality is, it's not a beta, it's just not even barely a fucking demo. What DICE rolls out is a server stress test. How well will the servers hold up when people play the game? Those lying cocksuckers pretend like people are playing an unfinished product and calling it a beta. It's not, because no beta will occur just a few weeks before the release of the game. It's a demo of the finished product, and it mainly serves as a stress test, which is exactly what the fuck Grand Theft Auto need. I mean, come on, man. A completely open world with the ability to do anything you want with up to 16 people in one session at one time with heists and races and team deathmatch type shit, and you're gonna fly by the skin of your own ass on this motherfucker? Come on, man, you know better than that over there, and you know that even though you guys aren't perfect, you know shit is gonna happen. You know, as good as you guys can make a game, something is bound to happen in this motherfucker. You know, this isn't a Call of Duty game that's released each year. You don't have the luxury of Infinity Ward and Treyarch with each game knowing exactly the estimate of how many people are gonna be playing this motherfucker. You're not EA Sports or Assassin's Creed or even DICE, who roll out their top game every 2 years. Your last major online venture was Red Dead Redemption a few years ago, and that's not even remotely close to the scale of the operation you created now. You don't release a game every single year, and thankfully for that, might add, because that would be some bullshit. You can't guess as to how your servers are going to work for a game that pushes the boundaries of what video game developers can do on a console. You can't rely on wishful thinking that a game will work in the first week. Which leads me to my second point. You had 2 fucking weeks to get your shit together for the final push. You brilliantly delayed the launch of multiplayer for 2 weeks after the release of the game, which could have been more time outside of a public beta to get your shit in order. Hell, I even said that that 2-week delay was one of the best ideas possible. You gave people time to enjoy the campaign that you spent years making, so they wouldn't have to jump directly into multiplayer. But that's also the biggest reason why your bullshit excuse does not work. The main reason why your servers are not working is because there are too many people trying to play this and getting into the game right now. I mean, think of this as the world's largest gangbang or something. You have 1,000 guys showing up with only 5 women available for the gangbang. And of course, you didn't screen, you didn't filter any of them out, you didn't set a limit nor ask for RSVP. So now you have 1,000 dicks that are all trying to cram into just a few holes. You know, those that get in are the lucky ones, but the remaining people are assed out. Literally. This shit is the world's worst gangbang, and you bastards knew that this shit was gonna happen. Think about it. 3 days after the release of the game, Rockstar's bragging that they're the fastest selling game to $1 billion, faster than Crap Ops 2. And they didn't just like barely break that shit by 1 day. No. You fucking crushed that shit by over 10 fucking days. At that point, Did you not understand how popular the game was? I mean, did you not expect this game to have a shitload of people? Hell, even your pre-order sales were through the roof for months. You knew that this game was going to be a top seller, and you skimped out on the servers. Look, people can get past glitches. People will overlook game save problems, control problems, not being able to get in and out of the tutorial, having to fix their shit all over again. But in a couple days, they'll get over it. Again, nobody expected perfection, but not having enough servers because you didn't do a public beta and you didn't pay attention to sales figures is bullshit. You fucking knew how popular this game was going to be, but you ignored the data and you probably skimped on the servers to save money. You know, by now, people have probably heard this is the most expensive media created in history. It took over $260 million to make the game and another $200 million to market this motherfucker. Throw in online support, and you're looking at a price tag of just under $500 million to make this game. And yes, I'm pretty sure we see where you tried to save money. Now, even though the online portion of this shit has been fucked up, this is Rockstar we're talking about. They fix shit. They're not just gonna leave this shit broken like Call of Duty or roll out an update that only fucks shit up even more than before. I mean, shit, they literally just did create the greatest campaign in terms of content, you know, not storyline. I still think The Last of Us paints a better storyline depiction than Grand Theft Auto, but again, the campaign had just about everything you can imagine in a sandbox game. Their multiplayer element was ambitious, probably too ambitious, but at the same time, the preparation for it was subpar. I'm sure all of this shit is going to get sorted out. I'm sure within a few days or so, nobody even be worried about these day one hiccups and shit like that. People probably hop online, spend hours playing this game, as long as the content is refreshing. But Rockstar really jacked this launch up. I have to say, as a studio, they've been neck and neck with Naughty Dog over the past couple years over the quality of product. And after this little hiccup, Naughty Dog has the slightest possible leads in terms of best developer. You know, they roll out public betas, they come up with brilliant campaigns, and have yet to have a major online fuck-up like this. I mean, I'm sorry, Rockstar. You're now playing catch-up with Naughty Dog in terms of top gaming studio. So get this motherfucker fixed, and get your shit together for all your future releases and shit like that. Learn your lesson from this launch. Your games need a beta. It's not because you don't have excellent content. It's because you can't anticipate the kind of stress a game will be under when you release the motherfucker. If you're gonna delay the online launch for 2 weeks, which I strongly hope all games start doing because this shit is fucking brilliant, this shit better work. If people complete the campaign in 2 weeks and have nothing else left to play, then multiplayer needs to be on point to keep their interest. So your great idea backfired like a redneck trying to light a fire, and he ended up scorching his ass hairs in the process. Anyways, I can't believe I actually had to rant about Rockstar. This is like fucking hell just froze over up in this motherfucker. But anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will have some Grand Theft Auto Online footage up in this motherfucker.